if you were here, actually, I would ask you, how many of you guys actually have heard of the commons? Commons actually is a mode of governance. You know, a group of people who are able to work together, manage, share some resources that generate benefits. We are saying that the commons is actually the self-governance. One of the very famous scholars who first wrote about the commons, the title of it is The Tragedy of the Commons, right? It's a tragedy, my goodness, you know. They were basically saying that, wow, you know, there are lots of problems with the commons. In the sense that, you know, they didn't talk about the commons as an abstract concept. They talk about the commons by looking at what is happening in the field. First, talk about the concept of social dilemma. So let me start with some very common questions. I figured that actually I have been in school for my whole life almost. I noticed that actually in any class, there are always a group of students who are disliked by his fellow classmates. Who are these people? You know, who work very hard, and they will read all the readings and then tell you, I haven't done anything. But think about it, you know, why do people hate these students? It's not because they are good, but because their existence per se would actually create pressure on fellow students. This kind of situations actually happen everywhere, not only in our daily life, but in society. I'm talking about the social dilemmas. Why should we bother, you know? The first thing that they are everywhere. It is a social dilemma situation. Because I keep saying that I won't overfish. But then in a scenario where it is very difficult to enforce, and you know that, you know, they might sneak in to get some more fish than they should, you know that they might think that you would actually do the same thing. Think about, in talking about public policy, doing good, you know, you guys want to do good. It's not enough for people to have good intentions, right? They have good hearts. You know, these are very nice people. But what I'm saying is that, you know, even if you have a bunch of angels, these angels, when they are caught in the social dilemma situation, they would create inefficient aggregate outcome. The next question is how to deal with it. The first options actually, of course, is to get help from the above, you know, who would be able to manage. Say, for example, we all know that in order to manage the fishery efficiently, we need to cope with the social dilemma situation. What can we do, right? The first solution, of course, is that, you know, we find someone who is powerful enough who will punish the bad guy. Now, this big brother, you know, is just a concept. In the sense that it could be government, it could be your big boss. Instead of having a big brother, we need to make sure that everyone has a piece of the resource so that they will take care of the resource. If we can clearly delineate the ownership of different pieces of the resource, then the individuals might have very good incentive to preserve the resource, and if they want to work together, the third one is about what I call reciprocity. It means that my goodwill is based on my expectation that you will actually behave nicely. So we are not talking about the traditional community bond kind of thing. Not that, you know, in the sense that I have trust in you, understanding that if you break the trust, I will rethink and I will adjust my strategy. Objective actually is to maintain what I call the reciprocity. Reciprocity is very rational in a sense. It's not, you know, the unconditional love.